When we're talking about invoking Allah, remembering Allah, centering Allah and His Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that is from the spirit of bringing to the fore the truth, because Allahu al-Haq, Allah is the truth. As Sidi Mu'tasim just mentioned, and the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, arsalahu Allahu bil huda wa din al-haq. He sent him with the guidance and the deen, the pathway of truth, of haq. And the huda is the furqan. The ulama say, what is the huda here? The huda is the furqan, is that which here is the clear guidance.
Allah.
And deenul haq is the burhan, is the proof. Here is the proof. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. The proof is evident. When you see people, millions of Muslimin memorizing the Book of Allah, when you see thousands of people embracing Islam, the truth is evident. It's apparent. The haqq, anyone who has an ounce of consciousness inside of them knows the truth of what's happening, for example, in Palestine, and knows the truth of what's happening in many parts of the world. When the truth is apparent, plus the falsehood withers away. And that's why, and I'll close with this, I'll pass the mic with this, is that Imam Ibn Ata'illah says, Al-kawnu kulluhu dhulma, wa innama anarahu dhuhur al-haqqi fi. That the entirety of this creation is darkness. And what brings light to the darkness is when the truth, when the haqq becomes apparent and manifest. And that's, when we going back full circle, when we're talking about making dhikr, it's about making the haqq manifest in my life, in your children's life, in my community's life, in the nation around us, in the world. You mentioned that, wallahi, do our neighbors not need the beauty of Islam? Wallahi, they do. Everyone's soul is thirsty, whether they're aware or not. Doesn't matter. The tongue may be thirsty, so I get some water, but the souls are thirsty, and they're staunchly desirous of nourishment, and that is the light of Allah and His Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, Allahumma hdina wahdi bina waj'alna sababan liman ihtada. Ya Rabbi, guide us, guide through us, and allow us to be a means and a cause of guidance for others.
Ameen, Ya Rabbi, Ameen. And look, and every space and place needs that light, Shaykh Yasir. I'm gonna bring it to, you're talking about, people converting in droves. Yes, subhanAllah, same thing is happening here in Baltimore, and so many people left and right are coming into the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it's even happening in spaces where you wouldn't expect it to happen. And that's in the MMA community, for example. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent a man like Khabib into this place who was very clearly Muslim. Habib does not hide his religion, and he comes into that space. I don't drink, I don't do this, I pray 5 times a day. He's always at the masjid. He's very disciplined by Allah's rahmah, and a lot of people in that space and place are looking at him and like, hey, these guys are on to something interesting, this Dagestani crew. Because they're not Muslim by name. They're Muslim by heart, and they're also brothers. Like, you see this compatibility, like they have, like they're all one. And so within that MMA, everyone's, what's going on over there? And so in the MMA community, Shaykh Yasir, we've actually had a lot of converts. I want to bring up a few just to show, like, if you bring the nur of Allah and His Prophet ﷺ anywhere, people will be attracted to it. If you and I are not doing it, then we're on the hook. We're on the hook because Allah gave it to us. So we have to take it everywhere.